The #1 seed, Rob Cross, has booked his place in tonight's third round of the Players' Championship darts here in Minehead in Somerset. He's beaten Ireland's Steve Cross 6-2 on the main stage, Steve Lennon rather, with a 104 average and 4 ton-plus finishes. And Rob will meet A.D. Lewis tonight. Well, on board 2, as we just saw, the local man from Taunton, Justin Pipe, was quite happy about his deciding leg victory over Dutchman Ron Moulenkamp. He doesn't need much invitation to do that, by the way, but wow, how relieved he was, especially after Ron had missed 2 match darts. Oh my goodness. And Justin will meet Willie O'Connor tonight, by the way, the first match on board 2. Well, on to game 5 here in the second round in Minehead. And it's a decent matchup between the 2 men yesterday who had big wins. Mickey Mansell, who dispatched the #4 seed Gary Anderson last night. He now faces Jermaine Wattimena, and what a first round result he had. It took him 9 minutes and 45 seconds to whitewash Keegan Brown in round 1. Here's John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the action. We are coming to you live from Butlins, Minehead! And the Mr. Green Sport Players' Championship Finals, all brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the players. Would you please welcome Machine Gun Jermaine Wattimena and the Chrono Cyclone Mickey Mansell!
Back in the commentary box for this one, Stuart Pike and Alan Warren-Little.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. Saturday afternoon at the Players' Championship here in Minehead. Contrasting styles, the slow, deliberate style of the Irishman and the rat-tat-tat of Jermaine Wattimena. Yeah, as you mentioned, just 9 minutes it took him to get the better of Keegan Brown over on stage 2 in the first round. Good player, climbing up the order of merit. And he will probably be favourite. Mickey Mansell, who had that win over Gary Anderson. Anderson, of course, struggling with a back problem, but also with his little baby daughter in hospital. His mind was elsewhere, and it was a classy post-match interview from Mickey Mansell with Ned Bolting. Glad to take the win, but all his thoughts were with the Andersons and the family. He really is a nice bloke. He's one of the nicest guys on the darts circuit, Mickey Mansell, and plays when he can, still has a full-time job, but enjoys himself. And for both players, a great opportunity to get through to the last 16, and a minimum prize pocket for them of £8,000, 3,000 quid on this game for the winner.
Yeah, so Mickey Mansell also does quite a lot of work as well in his hometown, home area, helping the youngsters play darts, particularly in the schools and the youth clubs.
Game on.
Machine Gun. Wow, he's a fast and furious player, he really is. And when he's hitting the target,
100.
very easy on the eye.
Yeah, Mansell looking to cement his place in the top 64 in the world. He did what he had to do against Anderson, obviously knew the situation and just went about his business. There was a key 136 finish, wasn't there, against Gary, which tipped the balance of the match his way.
86.
So real contrast. One very deliberate, has his own way of throwing. Wattimena probably releases all 3 darts in less than 3 seconds.
It's a tortoise and the hare scenario.
140.
Advantage the tortoise at the moment. But here comes Wattimena.
100.
this situation, you always feel it's more difficult for the fast thrower.
Yeah, because the slow player's always going to take his time and have that same time, isn't he? But as a fast player, throw your 3 darts, get behind your other player, and then you've got to wait. As you can see there, he hadn't just about taken his darts out of the board, and Jermaine was on the hockey ready to throw.
Absolutely so. Could work, as you say. Could work either way with Mansell.
80. When you record 190.
There you go. Out of the board. 1, 2, 3.
50.
And less than
They went for
10
the ball with the
seconds.
first one, didn't he? Missed it by quite a distance, so it kind of
Set it up nicely.
threw him off mark there.
But less than 10 seconds after taking his darts out the board, Mickey Mansell is back throwing. Next game on stage 2, by the way. Steve Beaton and Jelle Klassen will keep you up to date with that one. Ooh, a long way off tops.
That's better. The first leg, Jermaine Wattimena.
So the
Second leg, Mickey.
29-year-old Dutchman,
Game on.
who has qualified for the World Championship through the Pro Tour Order of Merit. Wattimena 41 in the world. Mickey Mansell 61 in the world.
100.
The reason I mentioned Jelle Klassen and Steve Beaton, the winner of this will play the winner of that.
100.
Key 180 for Wattimena.
He was throwing that fast there. It was almost as if that third dart was being thrown before the second one hit the board.
Yeah.
Amazing pace.
Just imagine, it's a lot of darts to be thrown between now and then, but
60.
imagine Jelle Klassen taking on Jermaine Wattimena.
I wouldn't want to spot that one.
Well, that's the possibility tonight. If Wattimena wins,
60.
there we go.
When you're playing a fast player as well, I know Mickey Mansell, as we've said, does take his time. If the legs are going against you, they're going against you very quickly. All of a sudden you look at the scoreboard, you can be 2 or 3-0 down and you wonder what's happened.
You may go 164.
Yeah, good pressure from Mansell. Oh, but look at this ball for Wattimena.
180. Mickey, you recall now 101.
That reaction there looked like he was going to break into a song and dance routine.
It's in a ghost.
Well, how about this?
In the second leg, Mickey Mansell.
Wattimena, after hitting the maximum, was the favourite. All of a sudden, a 101 from Mansell, different game.
45.
Oh, it changes it so quickly, doesn't it? But that's what you've got to do. When your chances arise, you've got to take them.
The upsets and shocks that we've seen so far, it just goes to show, you know, whether you're number 1, number 2, number 7 seed, over this distance, it makes the difference. It's all about getting to the Players' Championship final, and I think there's no doubt as well that the decision to increase the field from 32 to 64 has worked.
60.
Yeah, it certainly has. It also gives, you know, we have to remember some players who may have not qualified for the World Championships have such a long break, you know, without playing any professional games, so it certainly adds to that calendar, but also gives the players who are in the Worlds a bit more extra practice for the big one.
Yeah, well, if you're not in the Worlds, you don't play from now, really,
until
February, when the UK Open qualifiers kick into action. Of course, we will all be back here at the start of March for the UK Open finals.
Easy 3.
Important last one there from Mansell. Gives him an outside chance.
100.
Should start on the bullseye route.
125.
He hits the bull.
Yeah, bull 25 bull. Let's have a bull 25 bull.
Yeah.
Come on, Mickey.
We like these ones. So 20. Not to be. So Wattimena will return.
65.
It's a hold throw.
56. Wattimena.
All three legs went on throw. Just saw his compatriot Ron Meulenkamp miss match darts to beat Justin Pipe after being 4-0 up. Justin Pipe will play Willie O'Connor in the opening match on stage 2. So either O'Connor
100.
or Pipe will earn a place in the Players' Championship quarterfinals.
Yeah, and it's getting to the stage after the first 2 rounds as well with the longer format. So you have that scenario out of the way when it's 1st to 6. Just gives you a little bit more breathing space.
Goes to 10 later on tonight.
123.
Ella Klassen and Steve Beaton locked at 1 apiece. Over on stage 2.
140.
George Noble, our referee. The most distinctive voices in darts. Wattimena's done well. Mansell is improving.
Yeah, certainly pretty decent averages there, Stuart. You know, you look at the game and it's not been full of massive highlights, if you want to call it that. But they've both been pretty steady. Doubles have been pretty good, 2 out of 4 for Wattimena. And that 101 finish for Mansell. Ooh, is he going to move? No, he's going to go for the 16s. Second one looked a bit loose in the treble 20.
Yeah, still a good dart from Mansell. We remain on throw.
140.
Yes, good dart there from Mansell. You could see it just flicking over into the double 19. Nice and steady, if not dramatic.
The first time they've ever played each other in competition.
39.
Mansell, huge Gaelic football fan. Played the sport up until his mid-30s. And took up the darts after injury forced him to retire.
43.
He's actually missed some darts because of an old Gaelic footy injury. Had to have a knee operation. But nowadays,
45.
keeps fit. Very, very keen cycler. Mickey Mansell, no doubt him and Ned Bolton will chew the fat later on.
Staying up there.
43.
Still to come on the main stage. Michael van Gerwen taking on Steve West. Steve Hine and Peter Jacques. Who would have thought? Steve Hine with that dramatic last leg win over Peter Wright on the main stage last night.
Yeah, and deserved it as well. The cracking finale to that one.
I think he's probably had to send for emergency rations of muffins as well. Dishing them out on the walk-in. I'm not sure whether he expected to get through. He's had to send an SOS for more muffins for the walk-on.
Drifted into the treble one again.
83. When you require
Hasn't left a finish.
So there we have it. Jermaine at Wattimena retakes the lead. We've had 5 legs, all won on throw. If it continues like that, Wattimena who wins, but a lot of darts to be thrown between now and then. Mansell and Wattimena battling it out for a place in the last 16 at the Players' Championship. And it's the Dutchman who leads 3-2. Welcome back to Minehead Players' Championship Finals. We've just seen Jelle Klassen miss 4 darts to go 4-3 up on Steve Beaton. He'd left himself 44 after 9 and made a heck of a mess of it. Can Beaton pinch it?
22.
Important moments in this match. Klassen here looking to re-establish the lead. And he does, finally on double 2. So Jelle Klassen moves 4-3 up on Steve Beaton. And the winner of that match over on Stage 2 will play the winner of our match here on the main stage between Mickey Mansell and Jermaine Wattimena. And it's Wattimena with the advantage just by 3 legs to 2. So Mansell with the darts, all 5 legs, 1 on throw. And this match still very much up for grabs, Alan Warriner.
Yes, and if it is Wattimena and Klassen, it will be a fast and furious encounter, I can assure you. Mickey Mansell will just stay at his own pace, keep his focus. He won't be rushed.
6th leg, Mickey to throw first. Game on.
Important leg from his point of view coming up.
Very little movement in the body as Mansell throws the dart.
135.
Statuesque, apart from the releasing arm, his left arm.
89.
Have a look here. Very relaxed, isn't it? Very little movement. It works for him, for sure.
100.
Room in the middle.
100.
There we go.
Just to remind you, Michael van Gerwen is up next on the main stage. The defending champ, the favourite.
85.
Against Steve West. No challenge at all from the Dutchman here so far on Mansell's throw. The finishing from both has been pretty good. Mansell 2 out of 3, Wattimena 3 out of 5. Looks like being a 6th consecutive hold of throw.
Unless he can pile drive in a 140, which he has done. Both on a finish of just over 100. So it's a treble, a single and a double. Well, he's got the single first. Got the treble second. It doesn't matter which way around because it still leaves the double. And he bites back to 3 apiece.
Well, it's the second time he's taken out 101 in this match. Different route. Big celebration, big darts. To let you know, Klassen and Beaton 4 apiece. Klassen missing darts to go 5-3 up. Race to 6, of course, over on stage 2. Klassen 4, Steve Beaton 4.
60.
Well, the closer they get to the winning line, the more important
58.
each leg comes for each player.
perfect dart for the Irishman. Here we go.
140.
That's okay. He puts the pressure on Wattimena here, who's been... Oh, they both have been very dominant on their own throws, haven't they? Good response. The 29-year-old Dutch player.
Yeah, very good response. He's certainly one of these other players as well, Stuart, that's been on the Pro Tour for a few years. There's Mickey Mansell looking to fill it in. One of those players that's been around for a few years and starting to make a little bit more movement up the rankings and improving his game. When you're playing at that high standard on the Pro Tour, week in and week out, you can't really fail, can you, to improve at some point.
Bullseye for Mickey Mansell.
150.
Good attempt, but a long way off the ball. Wattimena maybe looking at the same route if he can hit treble 18 with a second dart. Hasn't done.
90.
So the chance for the first break in this match. Steve Beaton has turned it around. He leads Jelle Klaassen 5-4, and Beaton throwing for the match. Here, Mansell throwing for the lead.
26.
What a chance.
Remaining require 32.
Yeah, didn't really frighten it either, did it? Long way off with that first dart of the door, but Wattimena still hasn't hit it, and he's missed his opportunity.
Ricky, you require 20.
There's Mansell here. Gonna pinch one. Double 5. Well,
16.
really great opportunity
16.
for Mickey Mansell. And Wattimena just grateful. 4-3 up after 4 missed darts from Mansell.
Well, when you get to this stage of a match, Stuart, you're almost hoping to have that one dart or maybe two to break throw. Had a massive opportunity there and didn't take it. And to be fair, wasn't really that close to any of the doubles.
66.
Well, here's Wattimena turning the tables. The chance may be here for the Dutchman. Big visit for Mansell.
$180. $60.
Now, who wants this? It's very much there for the taking, isn't it?
Yeah, they're just going through that stage, aren't they? As you mentioned earlier, Stuart, where both players were dominant on throw. It's kind of turned into a different game and almost a different kind of battle.
$137.
That a significant moment. We shall see. Wattimena on a finish. Big news coming in from stage 2, where Steve Beaton has overturned a deficit to beat Jelle Klaassen 6-4. So Beaton
40.
is through to play the winner of this game here on the main stage later. Ball!
145.
Calm down, Alan. Wattimena here, having survived 4 darts, missed darts from Mansell, the whole throw in the last leg,
78.
with a great opportunity to break. Well, he's hit the 14, the 1 dart at double 4, and that's all he needs. So is that the key moment? The first break of throw from Jermaine Wattimena, and all of a sudden he's throwing for the match.
100.
Yeah, significant leg there from Jermaine. Surprised he actually went for the ball, because he didn't need to go for it, did he? Mickey Mansell was struggling scoring-wise in that particular leg.
41.
All about the rhythm, wasn't it?
I suppose if he throws that fast, doesn't have time to think.
174.
Well, it looked like the beginning of the end here for Mickey Mansell, as Wattimena pushes his average up to 97, a full 10 points more than his opponent.
60.
Looks like the Dutchman will be back on this stage tonight to play Steve Beaton in the last 16.
140.
Yes, and he knows he's in that good position now, doesn't he? Scoring very highly, 97.5 average, pretty good performance on the whole.
And as in a set of tennis, when the 7th game is so important, in a race
87.
to 11, the 7th leg is always important, and it has been here. Not sure where he was going there. Mansell had darts to break Wattimena in that 7th leg. He didn't. Although Wattimena made a mess of that last visit, he will surely return to wrap it up.
Well, am I right in thinking that was for double 18? That was 4 inches away from the target.
16.
And there it is. There it is. Jermaine Wattimena goes through. Mickey Mansell, who beat Gary Anderson, couldn't reproduce the magic. And Jermaine Wattimena will be back on the big stage later. Huge celebration for the Dutchman, because he's got a shot at a quarter-final place. He'll take on Steve Beaton later tonight in the 3rd round. Don't go anywhere. Next on the main stage at the Players' Championship, it's a defending champ, Michael van Gerwen.